was going on the dating apps, going out dating different people, and coming home only to find out 2-3 weeks later, you know, I was like a big time waster. So I was wasting a lot of time on dates and just finding out things later on that I felt I should have found out early in the beginning.
This is your girl Cotton Candy. I'm here with today's guest. Yes. Why don't you introduce yourself to the people?
Hey, what's going on out there? My name is Emeka. Here representing. Glad to be here on the Aired Out Show.
Yes, and who's this? Who's behind me? Who's that back there?
DJ Face, Federal District, y'all.
Yes, DJ Face, put your face in it. Musically. For all you PG-13 people out there, you know, that's musically. All right, y'all, so it's Saturday.
It's up, ain't it? Get up,
Right. Saturday is here, y'all.
It really is.
Oh my God.
It's live and direct.
It's live and very direct. All right, so listen, today is that weekend that they call what is it? A lover's weekend, right?
Is it?
For those who celebrate, it's Valentine's Day weekend. And with that being said, we have in the building a very smart young man. Not only is he a writer, director, actor, he is also a producer, entrepreneur. And today he comes back to the Aired Out Show. He is Aired Out alum. He is no stranger. He was here. What was it? Was that your second time or your first time when you came?
That was my first time.
Okay, he was here. That was his first time coming, but he's been affiliated with the show for years. So without further ado, why don't you introduce your brand new game? Tell us about the game. But before we get into this, tell them about your movie that you currently have on Amazon Prime.
Okay. Thank you so much, you guys, for having me. I'm glad to be here once again. So I got a film on Amazon Prime right now called Lockdown Love. Lockdown Love is about a girl who thinks that her boyfriend breaks up with her because of her weight, and she decides to spend the time in lockdown to lose the weight in hopes of getting him back.
So now, is this something that you wrote as well, or?
Yeah, this idea came up during lockdown. You know, we were all locked down with nothing to do. So I thought of just utilizing the time and just trying to create something that involves maybe one location, one actress, and we just got together and made it happen.
Dope.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So is this based on previous experiences?
Nah, no previous experience. Just the idea that came to me based on a film that I watched on Netflix called Pihu. Pihu was about a young girl who was basically locked home alone for like 24 hours, one character, one location, and I'm like, if they can do it, I'm gonna try something out too.
That's dope.
Right. So let's give some insight to the actors and the directors out there, because there's lots of projects that people film and things like that. But let's be clear. So you filmed this project and now it's on Amazon Prime. Let's give them some steps. How did this happen? Like you filmed it and then what? Like, because everybody, you know, there's a lot of people that have films and it's inside the can at home and they're kicking it around.
Right.
So maybe they want to shake it up and release it. So let's let the people know some of the steps. Not all of not your nooks and crannies. If you got any hookup, none of that. Just like a little bit of the steps that one might take in order to,
On Prime. Well, basically, you need to be able to create a film. They have short films on Prime, but usually it's a feature film that they're accepting. I just shot the film, you know, hunted out for a distribution company, reached out to a few people, you know, submitted it, they liked it, they wanted to take it on, so they were able to take it and put it on different platforms, Amazon Prime, you know, Roku, Tubi TV, and just kind of get it out there. But basically, I've been doing this for a long time. So, you know, over 20 plus short films, over 10 years of just creating content. I was able to shoot this in just, you know, a month not by myself, but with my crew, but I was able to shoot it, you know, wrote it, directed it, edited it myself, and just put it out there. I would not have been able to do that if I had not had the experience of, you know, learning how to edit.
Yeah.
Teach myself how to use a camera and doing all those things over the years. So I was able to just put that out there and get it out to the world.
Gotcha.
This is great.
Nice.
But
Listen.
he just brushed over that. Like,
Yeah.
like 20 films.
Right.
No, that's what I'm saying. We're not going to let him get away with that, because he was here the last time. He did kind of get into some of that, but I do want the people I want you to mention the film that has got like hundreds and thousands of views. Which film was that?
That one, well, you probably
Smiling. He's smiling.
He's
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Go
the
ahead.
baby. That's the baby.
Right. What's the name of that one?
I think you're talking about a film called Found Dead.
Yes,
There you go. Shout out to Found Dead.
Found Dead is a film that I put out about maybe like 3-4 years ago. Just hit about 20-something million views.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right.
So that one was just a work of God. I placed that online, had no idea what was going to happen. I shot that myself, just me and one partner, and put it online. The people loved it, they shared it, and it just started growing like wildfire.
So what's next for you? I understand that you came to us with a really insightful game today. So please expound.
All right, so I got a card game, a couples card game called Same Page. And this card game is a game that should be played between two individuals who are thinking about possibly making it serious with one another. So there's some deep questions in this game that you would want to sit down and ask your opponent, the person that you're thinking about becoming serious with. And it's fun because it's not an interrogation because both parties are asking a question, so it makes it fun. And you kind of want to know who you're dealing with. You don't want to waste time and get yourself involved in someone only to find out months later that you guys are not on the same page. So it's a beautiful game. Sit down. I played it with my girl. Shout out to her. And we made it up to like maybe 4 questions, like 3-4 hours, because each question is going to open up some real needed dialogue. So it's definitely a game changer for anyone who's thinking about connecting with someone. And there's another version called the We're Together version for people who are already together. That's going to help to strengthen your relationship. Questions like, when was the last time you cried that I didn't know about? Things to kind of create dialogue and get people who are already together stronger to make sure that they're still on the same page.
I like this.
So where did this come from? Where did the idea come from?
Idea came from, believe it or not, this was for myself because I was like, I was going on the dating apps, going out dating different people and coming home only to find out 2-3 weeks later, I was like a big time waster. So I was wasting a lot of time on dates and just finding out things later on that I felt I should have found out early in the beginning. But these questions that were to be asked could have sound interrogating. So I'm like, what if there was a game where we could sit down and kind of just put everything out on the table, play, ask all the questions and get everything out to know whether me and this particular person are on the same page. So I started to just write questions down. Before you know it, I had 10 questions, 20, 30, 40, 100. I said, you know what, let's make this into a card game and get it out there to the people.
I'm excited because that takes a lot of the workout. You know what I'm saying? I like that. That sounds like something that would be nice for game stuff for mindsets on Wednesday.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
That's why when he said it, I was like, I know what he does dope.
Right. So that sounds like something that actually get people talking and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. Let me just hold this here because I'm trying to do a million things. All right. So is this the card game here? Let's present it to the people.
It's the card game right there. You can take a look at that.
This is called Same Page.
Nice.
Same Page. It's a cute little box. You can put it in your pocketbook, or fellas, you can put it in your back pocket. Bring it out, whip it out. You want to know what's going on. So I like this. It's nice and compact. I'm going to pass that around the room. Okay. So when you were doing your marketing and things like that, did that come into play? Like, what size and should it be a card game or should it be a board game? Like, how did you decide which way to go? Because it's also an app. It's on an app as well.
Yeah, I got an app at the App Store now. And in the very beginning, I didn't know what it was going to be. I didn't even know where to start to creating a card game. So it just started off with Google, how to make a card game. And then I'm looking at different card games and different sizes of cards, and I'm like, all right, boxes of cards come in like 108, 24 pack. So I'm like, I got a lot of questions, and it took me some research, just going in there finding out how to get it done. Because before then, I knew nothing about card games, nothing about any of this stuff. So a lot of YouTube and a lot of Googling.
So this is our free sample?
That's all you.
That's what I'm talking about. I respect that. I appreciate it.
But before we give you that, we're going to be playing with that.
But wait, how long was the process though?
I want to say about a good 2-3 months.
A good 2 or 3 months?
A good 2-3 months of just putting in the work, researching, testing other questions with people, asking people for some questions that they may have, that they may want to ask their spouse but never thought about asking. And just putting everything together and, I had great support from my girl. She was there alongside with me, helping me to just help navigate and shape things the way that they are today. And here we have it.
Yeah.
So like once all of your questions were typed out and you had the format for however the cards were set up, once you submitted it, right? What was the turnaround? Like a week or two?
Well, basically I had to hunt down a company that can even print them out. So I had to like lay out the box. I had to find a logo. I had to go buy the logo. I had to just figure out a company that can make it in the U.S. It was very difficult to find a company that can print out these cards. It's very expensive. And I hunted them down, and the company that I was using that made these boxes, I'm not using them anymore because they're super expensive. So I'm trying to just go forward with maybe trying to do some Alibaba in China and get them over here.
Right.
But that whole process of getting inventory back and forth is a long process. So I was like, you know what? Let me try to create an app, something easier that once I create it, put it out there, no more legwork, no more inventory. So I said, boom, all right. Now, Google, how do you make it happen?
Simple as logic. I like it.
I like that. I love the fact that you don't let your ideas just sit.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times I'm guilty. A lot of times you come up with stuff. You're like, I should do blah blah blah, and then you never do it. But I'm impressed. You thought of the game. You wrote the questions down. You did your research. And you actually made it happen. So kudos to you. Let's bust open one of these questions. Here, what's going on?
Let's get it.
So we're here live in the den. We have Same Page, which was created by
Mr. Emeka Mbadiwe.
Emeka Mbadiwe. So definitely this is Same Page. So tell the people some of the rules because we're actually going to play this game today. So tell the people the rules so that we know what we're doing here.
All right, so check this out. You open a box of game. You sit across from your mate, and you lay them out on the deck on the table, and you just pick a card, read the question. They politely answer the question. You put the card down. Now they pick a card. They ask you the question, and you just basically go all the way to the end of the game. And at the end, you flip it. Now you ask the questions that they asked you, and they ask the questions that you asked them.
Okay, so since we are doing this with radio hosts, we're going to give each person like maybe 3 cards each. We're going to try to change it just to fit the room, what's going on, because we are not couples in here. We are, we just want to experience the game itself. Okay. So if you have a couple of cards that I can pass to Stacks Cordero, and a couple of cards that I can pass to Il Flicks, we're going to do it that way, and I'll have mine here like that. So we're kind of changing the rules just for the purpose of the radio show, so that we can kind of, get a feeling for it, and we'll do that this way the audience can see what we're doing. This has never been done live anywhere, so we are the first radio show to play with your game, Same Page, and we're honored to do so. So let us go right into that. So how does it start? Maybe we'll start with Stacks, or Il. We'll start with Il Flicks.
All right, I got 4 in the possible.
Okay, you're not supposed to look through them and find the one that you can't. Okay, so listen, you can't self-edit, right? Whatever comes up, right?
Yes. So hold the cards face down, and you just kind of pick one and just read it. So.
Yes, because we already know that Il has found the one that he's comfortable answering.
Right. I'm changing. I'm shuffling around.
So with that said, we're gonna switch. Stacks, give him yours.
We can do that.
This way it's not.
One card.
Okay, so you're not supposed to see any of them, right?
Nope.
Okay,
But
cool.
you gave them to me face up. You didn't. Now see, you did.
I didn't know.
Set us up,
Hold
son.
on, you
He
didn't.
set
We
us up.
asked for rules. That wasn't a rule.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Okay, so
Alright.
now, when you guys get it at home, put it face down so that you can see Same Page.
So
That's
now,
what you're supposed to be
I got 6
seeing.
books now.
Okay, all right. Okay, so how does it go? Who goes first? How does it go?
All right, so basically you want to look each other in the eyes, and so you're gonna make a commitment to be honest and answer the questions to the best of your ability. Amen.
Okay, and once again, we're doing this in a different realm because we're doing this as hosts, not as couples, but you guys get to adjust. Okay, so who goes first?
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
Okay.
Okay. I have not seen this card before in my life. So, what would you say your best life quality is?
My best life quality. I would say introspection.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a triple card. Do I keep going?
Okay, yeah, of course, yep.
Okay. So your best relationship quality.
My best relationship quality. Oh, wow.
Is that
Best.
your brain rumbling? Did you hear
Yeah,
that?
I'm trying to figure this. That's one I got. So I would say patience.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert?
I consider myself a pervert. No.
Very honest.
That wasn't-
Telling the truth.
So I would say this. I would say I'm an introvert who has extrovert qualities in public.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
That's me. Yeah.
I think that might be more creatives. Okay.
All right. So now with that card, do they switch or do we keep going? How does it go?
So you put the card down,
Uh-huh.
and now the gentleman will take a card from his pile,
Okay.
or the pile.
I get to pick one. We're gonna do a pick one.
Shout out to Sharon.
Here we go.
I see you.
Okay.
Okay. So
Head
it says,
round.
is there $5 you can hold? Let me hold until tomorrow.
No, it don't.
You my bad. All right. So
It's always $5. I have one single $3 that's not on Cash App. I can,
So, is there anything that you consider absolutely unforgivable? Shit.
I think that what's the next question? Do I have to answer that?
Well, you don't have to, because on the app there's a section to save for later, so you can put cards in a little folder to answer them later on.
Because I think that the normal question that someone would say is cheating, right? But then there's so many different reasons why people cheat, and then if it's a couple that really wants to work it out, and if they're understanding, then they can move past that, right? But if you lie,
Yeah.
so I think that lying, like, and when when you can see it on a person and you're lying to me,
Yeah.
that's lying.
Okay. So it's a double card. I got one more part. What is one behavior from a partner that you won't tolerate?
Disrespect.
Disrespect.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
All right. So there's no points or anything in this game. It's really to get to know your partner, right?
Exactly.
So we're gonna flip it over to us, so I can also, bare my soul. And once again, we're doing this from a different perspective. We are not a couple, but we are playing the game. So I'll just pick one, right? And I ask you this, right? Okay. So who was the last person you lied to?
Jiminy Christmas.
Man. I'm about to get in trouble out here.
Put the camera on. Put the camera on.
The last person I lied to, let's see.
Come on now, be honest.
Man.
Look, you created these questions. That's what you get.
Honestly, possibly an ex. Possibly an ex just maybe trying to contact me and me lying about my being available.
Okay, yeah, because that's the second part. And what was it about?
And what was it about? That was basically what it was about.
Okay.
It was like basically saying that I wasn't available for whatever they wanted to do, but that's what came to mind.
Okay, so now what do I do with this? I just put.
Yeah, you put it down. Then
Put it down.
Then I pick up my card.
Okay.
I haven't looked at.
Oh Lord, you.
Ready?
I'm ready.
It's a double card, so 2 shots. First shot. Do you have a lot of close friends of the opposite sex? If so, how many?
I have a lot of friends of the opposite sex.
What about close friends?
Close meaning, what do you mean?
Like close, you guys are maybe texting, talking regularly, going out, hanging out, things like of that nature.
No. I don't have a lot of close male friends that I hang out with, no.
Second part. How many? It was, do you have any, if so, how many?
No. If it's just like friends that I'm just texting or business related, I do that, but we don't go anywhere.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Second question. If you're in a serious relationship, how do you feel about having close friends of the opposite sex? Kind of like what I just described, that texting, going out, hanging out, things like that.
As regards to me or the person I'm dating?
Yeah, if you're in regards to you, how do you feel about having close friends? Do you think it's okay for you or even for them?
As long as the friendships are respectful and they know that they have partners, then I don't see anything wrong with it. I think the problem for me comes into play is if the friends don't know about you or my friends don't know about him, because then the lines become blurred and then you open the door for the possibility of more. But as long as his friends know who I am, female friends, and I know, he knows my friends, it should be all right. Because then, like, if you do cross the line, it's just blatant disrespect.
Yeah.
Now, if they don't know about me, I can't choke her out, so to speak. But if she does know me, then she earned that ass whipping.
Well, you can still choke out.
I like this. Okay.
So me again?
Yep.
Alright. Should there be boundaries we have with members of the opposite sex? In a relationship, should there be boundaries
That you have
with members of the opposite sex?
Should there be? So I think we can agree on if that's something that we want to have. Right? I don't personally. Well, it depends on the relationship.
Okay. So, what are 3 of them?
3 boundaries. 3 boundaries.
Deep, right? Deep question.
Because I'm trying to figure out how to frame it, right? So there is what's done in the dark, right? So I think that if if you're whatever you're doing, just make sure that we know about it, each other. If I'm saying it correctly. If there's something that you're doing that you think if I was doing it, you would want to know about it, you should tell me. That's a boundary. No lying is a boundary, because deception is I think it's worse than cheating, right? Like 50 said, like a thief is after my salary, a lie is after my reality. Right? I got that shit, And the third boundary, I don't know.
Can I interject? Like, so basically, with the answers, like something like lying will be like a general thing for like every couple, but these would be like personal boundaries that you guys would just have with each other. Like, all right, you can't get a ride from a female in a car, like things like that. I think that would be specific to you guys, as opposed to like the general things that no lying, no cheating. That's for like universal,
Right?
Personal, physical,
like
psychological boundary. All right, cool. So cool. No fingers in my butt.
Oh my Lord Jesus!
From the opposite sex?
No, she's talking about
No.
From the opposite
talking
sex.
about boundaries, your friends.
My personal. What are you talking about? I don't understand. Maybe.
Yeah.
So I don't
Not
get it.
your friends. Should there be boundaries we have with members of the opposite sex?
Oh, I heard it. All right,
Wouldn't that be
All
like
right.
a friend? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, so-
your friend's fingers shouldn't be in there. They should not.
Shout out to you, Lady K. I see you in there. She's like, wow, that's a good one. She's dying laughing. Shout out to Andre. Is that
again, like I am a really open individual, right? So I want you to enjoy this experience that we call life, to your fullest potential, whatever that may consist of, as long as we're honest with each other. You get what I mean? My boundary is like, don't deceive, right? And it would still be, because don't get a ride from a dude. Like, nah, if that's who's available to take you where you gotta go, and I can't, like, I'm gonna tell you, nah, just sit there in the snow. Like, that shit is wild.
And if you trust a person, then why should it be an issue if you get in a ride with somebody? Like,
that's
you should already know they're gonna keep it 100 with you, and then nothing is gonna happen.
Yeah.
all right. This game is getting good. All right, so people know exactly what we're doing here. We are doing, we're playing with the game called Same Page. There's 2 versions of this, actually 3. There's 2 versions of this. One is for like people that are just dating, just starting to date. And then there's a version when you are together, you've been together for a while, and you just want a little refresher course. Let a king know I'm still watching you, okay? And the queen, I'm still watching you type vibe. People can get this. Where can they get this game?
They can get the game on Amazon, or they can get the app. They could just type in playsamepage.com, and it will give them the option to get the app or to get the actual card game on Amazon.
Okay, and so they can order this on Amazon as well?
Yep, type in the word Same Page on any platform, and it should pop up right away.
Hold on. Y'all didn't do your second question.
Then you didn't do yours.
I didn't do mine.
No, I'm doing some inventory so people know what's going on here.
I got you.
In case they just walked into the room and saw you two explaining things, I want them to know exactly what's going on. We're going to do the second phase of it, and then we're going to go into a quick music break, and then when we come back, we're going to do our second phase. So you didn't ask your question yet?
I'm going to ask my question right now.
Okay.
Can't wait.
So, what are 2 things you did or do while single that you won't do or do less of when you're in a relationship?
What are 2 things that I do when I'm single? I come and go as I please. That's one.
Okay.
And I don't have to check in. You know, when you're single, you come and go as you please. There's nobody to be like, hey, I'm gonna be here. Hey, I'm gonna be there. You know what I mean? Like, you pretty much doing what you want to do. But in a relationship, yeah, I'll check in. Hey, babe, I'm over here, or you know, I'll check in with them. Hey, how are you doing? Is everything good? You know, those are just some things that I would do.
You should always be able to do what you want to do, whether you're in a relationship or not. Let me explain that.
Okay.
Right? So we have, as human beings, we have desires, we have emotions, we have these impulses. They don't go away because you get in a relationship. What happens is it's like a dam, and it just builds up over time, and then sometimes we can't control when the dam breaks. And then we'll end up in doing something that we regret because we didn't deal with it. You get what I mean? So if coming and going as you please is something that you want to do, whether you're in a relationship or not, you should do that. The person that you're in a relationship with should understand you, and they should understand this is how you feel comfortable being, and not try to put you in a box because y'all in a relationship.
Right. Now I've dealt with that in past relationships. The most recent relationship I was in was not that way. We were on a very good page as far as who we are and how we conduct ourselves and the things that we're involved in. When I say come and go as I please, meaning that I don't have to check in with anybody. Right? When you're single, you don't have to go, oh hey babe, blah blah blah. You don't have to do that. So that's what I mean. I don't have to check in with anybody. Maybe my mom, because even though I'm grown as hell, she's still like, hey, where are you? Or my kids. But if I'm single, if I'm just dating somebody, this person doesn't get the same, I wouldn't say respect, but they're not gonna get the same courtesy as my man would. You know what I mean? Like dating and being in a relationship, totally different thing. So when I say checking in, I'm just like, hey, just checking as far as checking in. These are things I don't have to do. If I'm single now, I don't have to do that.
So I think
it's just me.
It's have to do versus want to do.
It's a thing that I do.
Right.
It's a thing. I think it's mutual. So it's not checking in. I don't need nobody's location. I'm not gonna stalk you. I don't have to see what you're doing on your page, your story. Yeah, you was at the 3 o'clock. You were here. No, that's definitely not what I mean. Then listen, there are some people that are like that. I'm not like that. I don't have to stalk you to find out where you at. If you with me, you should want me to know.
That's what
and it would have already been a discussion. Because we like this, I shouldn't have to find out on your page that you went to Michigan last night. Like,
right.
We was on the phone. Like, how did you just get on a plane? So when I say that, like, if I'm single, I could do that.
But
I can go to Miami tonight, and I would not have to call you if I'm not in a relationship with you to say anything.
I get you.
Yeah. Back to same page. Created by our great friend right here. So let's continue. So it's my turn, right? It's upset with all of our Jay-Z and stuff. Okay, are you currently seeing anyone else on a serious level?
That's a question.
He said you created it. We can pass.
Well, I'm in a relationship now, but I'm assuming we're playing the game as if we were kind of like not in a relationship, right?
Uh-huh.
So the answer obviously will be no, but the answer is yes, I am in a serious relationship.
Okay, and then second part of the question that you created was at this part of your life, do you think you are ready to commit to a long-term relationship?
I think I am ready to commit. I just pushed 40. I just hit 40.
Congratulations.
So halfway into my life. So I'm definitely ready to commit and just go forward with one particular queen that will be alongside with me, helping me to raise and build my dynasty.
All right. So then I place this here, and then you hit me with a card.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Bang. All right. Double card. Have you dealt with or dealing with any emotional traumas, scars, or baggage that may hinder a potential relationship? I'll read that again. Have you dealt with or dealing with any emotional traumas, scars, or baggage that may hinder a potential relationship?
Actually, yes, I am.
And you don't gotta get
I won't ever. I am secret squirrel. But as far as yes, I have dealt with that, and once you do that, it actually makes a person know the reason why you move the way you move, because you can explain to them this trigger or this trauma, and then they have a better understanding of you as a person. Yeah.
Next question. What are your practices when a relationship ends and when entering a new relationship?
Ooh, I delete the photos so that I don't have to reminisce. I try to delete the text thread so I don't have to keep rereading what happened, what went wrong. I should have did this, he should have did that. So those are two things that I do. I try to cleanse myself of the things that I'm attached to him in my phone.
Okay.
And heal. Yeah.
Wonderful. All right. Bam.
I like this card game. Wait a minute. How much is this? This is a nice gift you can get for Valentine's Day or any time of the year. How much is this?
The card game on Amazon is $23, but since Valentine's Day is around the corner, you could definitely just get the app for like $1.99, $1.99. You get the two versions in one, so you're basically getting two games in one app for only $1.99. So you definitely want to get to the app store and type in St. Pete.
Not bad.
That's dope.
Run those numbers up.
Run it. So yeah, we gonna talk, bro. We gonna talk.
Nice. Okay. All right. It says, okay, they on here just, hurting our life, but we're still live. So with that said, do we have any final questions that we have for our awesome guest?
Yeah. Congratulations. Right? So when you play this game with your current mate, I'm assuming it was something that you found out that you didn't know. You don't have to share in detail, but what was that thing that you found out about the person that you're currently with that you didn't know after playing the game?
Good question. Let's see. What did I find out? I found out that she's very honest. Because there's some questions that I did ask, and I would just assume that she probably would have just fluffed it, or just if she came out and just opened up, answered everything with 100% honesty. Each question literally took like 30 minutes to answer, because we just dove in and just got deeper and deeper and opened up some good dialogue. So I don't remember anything in particular, but I do know that honesty is definitely what I noticed and learned from her just playing the game, knowing that she's basically answering them with not holding back anything. So that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, that's dope. So when people play play the game, is there something that they should keep in mind while asking questions or answering questions?
Don't be afraid to hold back. Don't let your opponent get away with not answering any of the questions. I know in the app they have the save for later folder, but you definitely want to get back to those questions because the fact of the matter is, no one wants to waste time. You don't want to just be putting things off. You want to lay everything out on the table and just be clear with everything to make sure that you're on the same page before you move forward with an individual.
Yeah.
So just lay it all out there. Don't let them get away with not answering the questions. If you're playing the game and you feel like they're not really being honest with the questions, then that can give you an idea of the type of person that you're dealing with. So just keep that in mind.
So is there like a joker or a lion card? Not yet?
Not yet, not in there. Basically, what there's a card. The last card is basically, what did you learn from this game? What does this game teach you about yourself?
Okay.
Because believe it or not, a lot of the questions you're gonna learn things about yourself that you probably didn't even ever thought about. Because they're really, really deep questions, and it makes you think. It brings you back. So it's a game that you can even play by yourself. I like to go through the questions and I made the questions up, but in making them up, I realized that no one has ever asked me these questions, and I never thought too deep about these particular questions. So you definitely do a lot of self-examination with the game as well.
How should one feel if their potential significant other does not want to participate in a game like this?
A game like that, then that means they either they got something to hide, they're not ready to open up to you, and that's a warning sign. That's a red flag right there. If you're not ready to sit down and answer some questions, at least explain why you don't want to answer the questions, then that's a red flag. You kind of want to be with people that are ready and willing, ready to talk and let you know everything that there is to know. Well, not everything right away, but enough to know if you want to move forward with the individual or not.
And even in the game that you've developed for people that are already in a relationship, if your partner does not want to open up and answer these questions, that's also a red flag.
I mean, that's
even while you're in it, because this is who you're already with, and they don't want to answer questions on a card. I mean, that's cause for a divorce. I think no.
Whoa, there, buddy.
So hold on. So DJ Face has one more question or two.
Yo, this is one. Do you plan on making an X-rated deck?
Oh wow.
That's a good question. X-rated.
Same sheets. What you gonna call it?
That's not a bad idea. I'll have to find a target audience for that. Maybe the matter.
You ain't been a Brooklyn brother.
I never thought about it, but maybe in the works. I definitely want to put together like a Spanish version, a French version.
Que tú quieres?
So as it grows, as the brain grows, I can come up with different games and ideas and different topics.
Yeah, that was a great question, DJ Face. Because just like Monopoly, they have different versions. Spider-Man, this version, that version. It's great.
Yeah.
But right now we're dealing with the original version, which is called The Same Page. You can get yours on
Amazon. Just type in Same Page at the App Store, or if you want the physical copy, you could just type in the Same Page card game on Amazon. It should pop up. You will see both the white one is a dating game, and the purple one is the one for those who are together and want to strengthen their relationship.
All right. So with that said, Mr. King and Emeka Mbadiwe, you
collaboration?
have just been Listen, we want to thank y'all for joining us here at the Everdown Show. Are there any final love shots that you want to give before we get out the door?
Shout out to Brooklyn. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to my girl Shoo. You already know. Shout out to everybody who was in love and who's going to be celebrating on Valentine's Day. And just take care of yourselves, protect yourselves, wear condoms, all that good stuff.
All right, and he ain't want to say because he's a humble dude, but buy the card game. Get the app. Support this brother. Support black love. Support white love. Support love in general. Just support love. And with that said, is there any final things you need to say, Il, before we get out the door?
Every Saturday morning from 11 to 12 noon is the Air It Out Show. Today is no different.
Yes.
Thanks for hanging out.
All right, y'all. We see you next week. We love you.com.